Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to the Mini Countryman, and more specifically the Mini Countryman John Cooper Works. Now, we have featured this car previously in an in-depth walk around, but today is all about how it drives. But really quickly, before we jump inside and go and do that, let's just recap some of the stats. Up front, we've got a 2-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine producing around 300 horsepower. That power is put to the road via Mini's ALL4 all-wheel drive system, which means 0 to 62 is dealt with in around 5.4 seconds. And at time of filming, the Mini John Cooper Works Countryman starts at around £42,000. That's enough of that. Let's jump inside and see how this thing drives. So welcome then to the driver's seat of the Mini John Cooper Works Countryman. Now, I know this car has been out for a little bit of time, but it's actually taken me a while to get hold of one. But let's forget about that. I'm now in the driver's seat of one, and I've been so intrigued by this car ever since it came out because I think it's my kind of Mini. It is, of course, based on the Countryman platform, which I think this new shape Countryman is fantastic to drive as it is. It feels much more grown up, much more sophisticated, I think, than the model that came before. I think the way it looks as well is really great, with all the red accents throughout the place, the little additions of some John Cooper Works bits as well, like the quad exhaust pipes on the rear, which I think is super, super cool. And then we come to the drivetrain. Of course, we've already said it's a 300 horsepower all-wheel drive powertrain, which means that it's got so much capability. 0 to 62 in around 5 seconds. I mean, it's, by any stretch of the imagination, is a quick car. But I wanted to see what it felt like. Has it got a bit too much of a hard edge? Of course, if you want the 3-door John Cooper Works, I feel that it needs to have a little bit of a, I don't know, a bit more of a harder feel to it. It needs to be a little bit rough and tumble, because that's a John Cooper Works, that's how it feels. But I feel like the Countryman is a little bit different. A John Cooper Works Countryman, I think, in my opinion, has to sort of still be quite comfortable and a little bit soft. It still has to obviously be exciting, but it also needs to retain a lot of the comfort side of it. So that's what I wanted to find out. Straight away, I can say that it's definitely retained the comfort. This car is very just easy and lovely to drive. Suspension is really lovely as well. It feels very pliant. There is a very, very slight hint of a harder edge to it, but it's incredibly composed. Very, very easy across some, let's be honest, some really bad roads that we have here in the UK. It manages bumps and undulations and potholes with a lot of ease and a real sort of, I don't know, it's really hard to describe, but it just feels more grown up in the way it feels in here, with this fantastic interior, the new screens, the new steering wheel and so on, but also in the way it drives. It doesn't bounce around at all. It just feels really compliant and settled on the road, which I think is a really good thing. But then when you drop it into the go-kart mode, you'll hear it make a bit of a noise in a second. There you go. It then wakes up. And it is actually, it's a very quick car, this. It sounds good as well. Now, I know a lot of that is going to be pumped in through the sound system. Of course it is. We're in 2025. But it still feels, and then the steering becomes much sharper, much more responsive. It just feels, yeah. It wakes up and becomes a John Cooper Works. It changes from being a comfortable, soft Countryman to them being a little bit sharper, a little bit edgier. The gearbox, of course, you can only get these with an automatic gearbox. The gearbox is sharper, it's quicker on the up changes. Let's just shut it up a little bit. Let's put it into core mode again. But it still has that John Cooper Works feel, and I think it's a great car, this. It does pretty much absolutely everything you'd need it to. It's very, very comfortable. There's loads of space as well. It feels really good quality in here too. And then to drive on the road, as I say, it feels sophisticated, it feels grown up, but it still has that Mini element of fun that it absolutely has to have to be successfully called a Mini and a John Cooper Works product. So to summarise then, I think this John Cooper Works Countryman has really hit the brief, has really hit the nail on the head. It does absolutely everything. 1 second, it's a comfortable, big, usable family SUV. I mean, suppose this is a small SUV, and then the next, when you change the modes, it becomes a John Cooper Works. It becomes a proper JCW product. And I really think it's a great, great car. And for any more information on the new John Cooper Works Countryman, please use the link in the description of this video to get in contact with your local Citroen Mini retailer. Please like this video, subscribe to the channel for plenty more content to come, and I will see you guys again very, very soon.